Hello everyone, this video will cover Module 10. In Module 10, we're moving on to the next chapter, which will cover tone and style, which is a concept related to how the author writes. So when they're writing a short story or writing anything really, what is the feeling that the audience gets or the reader gets as they read through that piece? So tone has a lot to do with word choice, but also how the author sets up a sentence, how they set up a paragraph, whether they have really short paragraphs, really long paragraphs, really short sentences, really long sentences. And so a lot of that's conveyed just simply through the writing. It's a little bit harder to identify tone. And so some of the things in this module will be helping you to really get through what the author is trying to do with that particular piece. So what I've got for you is just like we've done before. You have the quiz over the vocabulary terms and then the tone and style discussion board that is going to have you look at some of the works that we've read this semester, specifically looking at tone and style. And so you may have noticed we're kind of alternating those reflection pieces, which are a little bit more creative that you're doing by yourself, and then discussion boards, which allow you to contribute to other people's discussions. So we're alternating back and forth. We're back to the discussion board for this one. So you can see the readings in here. I've got the chapter listed, and then these are the short stories that we're reading. And then I've posted 3 videos. These are all really, I think, really important for you to watch, just because part of tone is irony, and irony is one of the most misused and misunderstood concepts in literature. The word irony or being ironic is very often misused just in everyday speech. So most of the time when people say something is ironic, it's not actually ironic. It's just a poor coincidence or something, or bad luck. The song ironic is pretty much all situations that are not irony. If you're familiar with that song. So these are 3 videos that cover the 3 different types of irony. I really highly recommend that you watch them, just because it will help you understand that concept a little bit better. So then we have, some vocabulary terms and discussion of these are different ways that an author might write something, how they might portray information through the way that they write. And then we get to the quiz, obviously, that you're going to take, and finally the discussion board. So the discussion board is a little bit different this time. So the first thing you're going to do is pick a story to write about, and I want everyone to only pick, I don't want doubles of stories, so you have to pick a story that somebody else hasn't. So if you want to create your post and then put the title in there, and then submit the post just with the title, that's fine. You can always go back and edit to the post later. There should be the three little dots on the side will allow you to, so drop down menu that will allow you to edit it. And then once you're ready to write about the story, you've got 7 questions to answer. I want you to answer them with as much detail as possible, but the answers are specific to how the author writes, their style of writing, and what kinds of ways that they use writing to portray ideas within the story. And then as your responses, you're doing something a little bit different. The first thing you're going to do is decide what kind of tone that original story had, the kind of tone and style that the student posted about that you're responding to. And then you're going to find a comparative work. Within that comparative work, you can use another short story if you want to. You can just look for another short story in the book. But I'm also opening it up that you can choose a book or a movie as well, because a lot of times students have a lot more experience with books that they've read or movies that they've watched. So this is not something that you have to go and find and watch or read something new. It could be something from your past that you have read or seen, and that's fine too. One of the comments that I saw most often in the midterm review of the class was that students were kind of frustrated with the limitations in the book. The book itself does not include a lot of reading, which is good, but it also is not giving you necessarily a really full picture of how we can use fiction. And so some students had requested like the ability to read novels, which we don't have that ability to do that right now. But I am going to open up some of these assignments. You'll see that there are more opportunities for you to use things that you have read or experienced beyond just the classroom, and allow you to pull in some of that. So it'll be a little bit different for your response to this discussion board. So that is the module. We're doing things similarly to what we've done before. The next module will be, I believe, our next essay. And so kind of be prepared for that. You'll have a major writing assignment in the next module. And so I'll try to get that one open just a little bit earlier than normal, so you have plenty of time to work on that essay. Otherwise, hopefully you're doing well. If you have any questions, make sure you send me